Welcome back, everyone. My name is Ben, and we are joined here with Donnie again to preview Week 5 of the NFL season. This is episode number 16. Donnie, welcome in here. Let's just get right into it. So, Week 5 starts bye weeks. We got four teams, including Donnie's teams: the Steelers, the Packers, the Bears, and then the Falcons. So, none of those teams obviously will be picking for as they do not play this week. Self-explanatory. Thursday night football last night. Both me and Donnie picked incorrect to this game. I think many others did. Donnie, did you have any big takeaways from this game?
I feel like the Patriots hold back everyone from their potential. Because obviously we saw that Kendrick Bourne was out here balling against probably one of the best defenses in the league right now. And I just think that it shows how much potential everyone on the Patriots really has. It's just they're kind of just being wasted. So I think maybe Jalen Polk could be good. Overall, though, I think the Rams should have won this. I think they just kind of choked in the overtime. I think that was their biggest mistake.
Yeah, I mean, Kyron Williams fumbled in within 2 minutes, and that
Oh
was
yeah,
kind of costly.
And then Blake Corum had that one fumble also in like the second quarter also.
Yeah, so I mean, there was definitely places where they could have taken advantage and scored more points. With that being said, Mac Jones played great. Kendrick Bourne, obviously, as you noted. Matthew Stafford, obviously, really good, even though they lost 389 and three touchdowns. So I still think he's a top 7 or 8 quarterback in the league. I would put him above Jalen Hurts, and honestly, what we've seen from Jaden Daniels this year, I think Stafford's kind of outperformed him in that aspect. Puka Nacua continues to impress, and then Kyron Williams with 2 receiving touchdowns. So all in all, I don't think it's a huge loss for the Rams. I still think they're going to win the division, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But big get for the 49ers. They're now 4-1.
Yep. And I also do think it's interesting because the 49ers are looking a lot like the Vikings from last season where they have a backup quarterback who's playing very solid football. And it's very interesting because obviously they can't keep him because Brock Purdy's just signed a huge contract too, so there's not really much they can do at Mac Jones. And I'm sure after this season, if Mac Jones does maybe play a few more games, so he would want to get out of San Francisco and maybe find a team that would give him a starting chance again.
Yeah,
But I do think it's a very interesting situation.
yeah. It'll be interesting to see what the bridge quarterback is next year. I'm sure Marcus Mariota will be one of those. Mac Jones is definitely could be one of those. I'm sure there'll be some other options.
For
So there's
sure.
definitely good options for teams that kind of just want a 1 year gap before the 2027 quarterback class, which is strong. 2026 class isn't incredible
Mm-hmm.
by any means. There's a couple names that you could like.
Lenore
Um,
Sellers.
yeah, I mean, there's names. It's just like you're not getting that Caleb Williams type of prospect at all in this
Yeah.
class. Whereas next year you could have Arch Manning, you could have Julian Sand and all the other guys. So Rams could be that team. It just really depends on the teams. But yeah, that's Thursday Night Football. Both of us got that one wrong, but not hanging our heads on that one.
Yeah. Or the Steelers. Steelers could have a gap year too.
Yes, that's for sure. Vikings play the Browns. The Browns are now starting Dylan Gabriel. The Vikings, I believe, will be staying with Carson Wentz for this one. The Browns at home, they beat the Packers 2 weeks ago. Neither of us really see that, Donnie. 31-28. Do you believe in Dylan Gabriel as a starting quarterback, or do you think it was the wrong?
I actually do believe in get Dylan Gabriel. Actually, in my opinion, I think Dylan Gabriel is overhated. I do think that he does have a lot of talent. I do think he is a very, I mean, I think he's really overhated. I like how he plays a lot. Watching his preseason and like his week 1 or 2 drive, I actually really like him a lot. I don't know if the Browns can pull off the win. But I do have it pretty close because I could see maybe it happening. But I don't. I do think that Dylan Gabriel will do pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the lowest over-unders I've seen at 35.5, and I would be surprised if there's actually more than that many points. Both these defenses have kind of proven to be one of the best units in the league for both of them, especially the Browns this season that have held the Packers to 10 points and held a bunch of teams to not many points. So I think they do that again to a somewhat struggling Vikings offense after last week's performance. I just don't really believe in their offense putting up too many points as well. And in the end, the
Yeah,
Vikings are probably a better coached team and should come out with the win on this one.
yeah, for sure.
Next game here we have Cowboys Jets. Donnie on his fantasy team is currently starting 4 Cowboys. I'm starting 2 Jets. So this is this is a big matchup. for us this week. Donnie, we both have the Cowboys, obviously, but do you give the Jets any chance in this?
Um, I think the 20 points that the Jets will have are just garbage time points. I really like how the Cowboys offense looks. I think it's a very fluid offense after watching that Packers game, especially with George Pickens at wide receiver one, absolutely balling out. It's my guy. But I just think the Dallas Cowboys will yet again. I'm praying that they dominate because I need it for fantasy.
Yeah, you need it, but I think the Jets should stay competitive. Jets home game, so I don't think that the Cowboys really run away with this per se. I mean, they definitely
Hmm.
could, but if it was in Dallas, I would probably have a blowout. But since it's in New York, I think that they keep it close. And yeah, I think this is a pretty easy, high scoring game. Neither of these defenses have really shown that they can stop people at a high rate, and both teams. I know the Jets are dealing with injuries. They put Quinn Williams on IR, a couple other their starting defensive pieces. And then the Cowboys had Kenneth Murray go down last week. I don't know about his status this week. And a couple other players in the secondary. So defenses are banged up and they weren't really good to begin with.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I could also see this though as a trap game though for the Dallas Cowboys because obviously the Jets are 0 and 4 and they kind of realistically have nothing to lose.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of interesting for the Jets. Like Justin Fields has looked good 2 out of the 3 games he's played. Do you think he's like the starter next year, or do you think they would draft a quarterback with how he's played so far?
I think it would have to depend because at this trajectory, I could definitely see maybe Justin Fields having one more year and then they just bench a quarterback behind him. But obviously knowing the Jets and how they draft quarterbacks, it is not likely that'll happen.
Yeah,
So
I
we
think
will,
if I could see the Jets like taking Lenore Sellers depending on where they pick, and
yeah.
then sitting him for a year or half a year depends on what. Because I do think Justin Fields can be that veteran quarterback, especially if you have Sellers or some other mobile quarterback. I do think that would work well.
That's crazy saying Justin Fields is a veteran quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, what is he going on? He's got to be on like year 7 now. It's kind of crazy to think about because
Yeah, probably year
four
6 or
years in.
7.
Oh no, yeah, this is year 6. You're
Yeah.
right about that. Next one up here, Giants at Saints. This is now the third time we're taking the Saints to win, and they still have not won a game. This has got to be the week. They're at home. They're playing a Giant squad that's kind of riding high. I don't know if a trap game's the right word, but I think that they were competitive last week, and I think this is the year where the week that they kind of finally get over the hump. But you disagree with that?
No, I fully disagree. I do. I mean, I wasn't too impressed with Jackson Dart's performance, but I did like him running the ball. I do think he definitely opened up the Giants' offense a little more. And even though Malik Neighbors was out, the offense didn't seem to struggle a bit too much as I thought they would. So I do think it's going to be definitely a garbage game in my opinion. I still don't think the Giants are a good team, but I think it'll definitely be more in the Giants' favor.
Yeah, I can see a coin flip game. Saints being at home for sure helps, but obviously they do not have a win. The Giants have one win, so it's kind of a bad matchup for both sides. Both these teams kind of need a win though. Saints don't want to start 0-5 because that's ugly, and then Giants starting 1-4. Who knows what will happen with Brian Daboll? I don't want to blame him too much though because he's really not been given anything. But yeah, I don't know about the Giants. Next up here, we got Raiders Colts. Pretty self-explanatory with this one. We have pretty similar picks. Donnie, do you want to give your rationale for this one?
Um, I think Jalen Jones will keep doing what he's been doing this season. I just don't believe in Geno Smith. I do think he is a very overrated quarterback, in my opinion. I actually don't think he's top 20 in the league right now. Especially by his performance this season. I'm just not impressed at all, and I just think what the Raiders had to trade to get him, I think is a bit too much so
Yeah, I'm gonna
far.
have to disagree with that. I think Geno Smith is definitely a top 15 quarterback in the NFL, and I would venture to say top 12 quarterback in the NFL. I think I'm not saying he's elite by any measure, but I think he gets the job done. Are they gonna win this game? No, because Daniel Jones is currently like MVP, or is at least playing like that. So I don't think they could stop them, especially at the Colt Stadium. But I do think they put up some points. And I do think Smith is a very solid quarterback. But Brock Bowers doesn't look like he's gonna play. I'm not exactly sure on that, but I don't think he
Yeah,
practiced at all today, and he went from limited to did not practice. So
yeah,
I don't know if I can really expect him to play. The backup tight end also is dealing with a concussion, so who knows what's going to go on with that. But even with Brock Bowers, I would still take the
yeah.
Colts.
I just want to take a quick side note. You said Geno Smith is top 12 in the league. I want you to name 12, 11 quarterbacks better than Geno Smith.
So obviously
I'll
Lamar,
go with you. Okay, I'll go with you. So
yeah,
you have
Lamar,
Lamar,
Mahomes, Allen,
Mahomes, Allen,
Burrow,
Burrow,
Jaden Daniels,
Herbert,
Jalen. Wait,
Jane
did I
Daniels,
say Hurts
Herbert,
and Daniels? Herbert,
Herbert,
uh,
Hurts,
Stafford,
Stafford,
Baker,
Baker, yeah,
Dak,
Dak, yeah, Goff, yeah.
Goff, and I think that's. I would put
No,
Geno above Jordan Love.
no,
I know that's
no,
me hating, but I
no.
would put one
Jordan
more.
Love is
No, but no.
Jordan
The
Love
thing
is
is, I have Geno
better.
at 12.
I'll
I could have
continue. Jordan Love is better. Caleb Williams is better.
no,
Yes,
no,
Caleb Williams is
not
better.
at this point in time. No, Daniel
Caleb
Jones not
Williams is
better.
better. Who are other
Bo
quarterbacks in the
Nix not
NFL?
better.
Bo Nix
Out
is
off this
100%
season
better.
now.
Okay, fine. Off this season, no. Well, actually, no. Geno Smith is like a 6 touchdown to 7 interception ratio.
Yeah, but it's not
Uh,
like Bo Nix is doing anything either.
yeah,
Kyler Murray
okay.
not better.
Daniel Jones better.
No, I
Yes,
really
Daniel
can't.
Jones
It's
this
Daniel
season
Jones at
better.
the end of the day. I gotta see more.
Sam Darnold has been better, which is a low
No,
standard because Sam Darnold's a terrible QB.
he
Mac
is
Jones has been better.
Spencer
Brock
Rattler.
Brock Purdy's no. I don't think Geno Smith is a top 20 quarterback in the league.
A top 20 is a lot of hate because I can't put Caleb Williams above it.
I can put
He's played
Caleb.
one good game this year, and
Caleb
that's
Williams just beat them.
yeah. But he put up like he threw two interceptions and had like 150 passing. So I can't really.
That's not his fault.
I mean, kind of is. He is
It's not
so
his
involved.
fault.
Moving on here, we got Dolphins, Panthers. Continue for me to hate the Panthers. I think Chuba Hubbard's out, so I didn't really change the score, but it makes me feel even better about the Dolphins winning because they have no running game now. They have no passing game, obviously, with Bryce Young at quarterback, and their defense sucks. So I think the Dolphins roll, but you obviously like the Panthers a lot more than me.
Well, actually, this was before Chuba Hubbard was injured. So if I knew that, I think I actually might have picked the Dolphins. But you know what? Screw it. Bryce Young is going to throw for 3 touchdowns, 375 yards. He's going to rush for 170 yards. I just think Bryce Young is going to ball out. I mean, Bryce Young is him. Bryce Young
Where
is
would you put Bryce Young in terms of quarterbacks in the league? I would
top
legitimately,
10.
I would legitimately put him like 31st.
I would put him above Geno Smith.
That is
I'm just being
absurd.
so serious.
That is
On my
absurd.
life, I can defend him putting him above Geno Smith. I don't feel sorry about saying that.
We'll have to see after this week, but I mean, realistically, they lost by 40 to the Patriots.
Okay, well the Patriots have
Had a
Drake
fluke
May.
win over the Falcons, sure.
Drake May is also better than Geno Smith.
Also not true, but
That
okay.
is 100% true.
Well, why are they not winning then? Actually, that's not true. They're too.
That's not true.
Either way, I don't. Still in the class. Like I think we talked about this 2 or 3 weeks ago. We had Penix. I had Penix second in the class. Can't do that anymore.
See,
Caleb,
Penix, I think
or no, I
Penix
don't.
is
It's
I think
still
Penix is
Jaden Daniels,
yeah,
Caleb Love, or Caleb Williams. And
Drake
then I
May.
would go.
Drake May.
Then I would go
Drake May. Drake May, you have to go Drake May.
Drake May, but I don't think he's ever gonna pass Caleb Williams or
Drake May and then Bo Nix.
Then I would put Penix. Then I would put
No,
Nix.
I would put I would actually put Penix like just barely above Rattler. Just
That's
slightly.
disrespectful.
Just I don't like Michael Penix.
Where is JJ
Michael
McCarthy
Penix.
on?
Michael Penix hasn't impressed me at all besides last week. Last week
Yeah,
against
but you got to take into account the Commander's defense. So like
yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying.
that's like
So
a minor
Michael
league.
Penix hasn't impressed me at all this season.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I still think Dolphins roll. I've now picked against the Eagles 4 straight weeks. They have won every week this season. It's just I can't pick them, and I kind of feel good about it this week. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even like the Broncos that much, but their defense is really good, and you kind of can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
And the Eagles are kind of I don't want to say, but they're kind of due for a loss. Like they've been really close, and they haven't been playing incredible football. Saquon hasn't been playing great. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, obviously, offense, and I think this is kind of finally the week where like the Broncos beat them. The Rams should beat them. Buccaneers could easily beat them. So, but what do you think?
Well, I already have the script for the Eagles this season. They're gonna be exactly like the 2023-2024 Eagles, where they go out like 9-0, and then they somehow choke to go 11-6, and then get
Is this
first
the
round.
2020 Steelers?
Shut up. Shut
What?
up, bro. You don't know
The Washington football team.
you have no clue what it feels like to go 11-0.
That would
Because
be
you
awesome, and then lose to the Washington football team and Taylor Heineke.
shut
Or
up.
no, wait, that was Alex Smith. Anyway, I
Doesn't
hate the
matter.
Eagles. I
But
can't pick
anyways,
the Eagles.
yeah, actually, now that I think about it, remember when I sent you that list of the top 5 teams I hate
Yeah.
yesterday? I think the Eagles are actually probably up there now. Now that I
The
think about
Eagles
it,
are just so hard to like,
like
and I
okay,
understand every
I
Commanders fan.
love no, I love Jalen Hurts. I love Saquon Barkley. Don't get me wrong; they're like probably two of like one of my favorite players in the league right now. But I just hate Nick Sirianni. I just hate the
Their
defense.
fan base, you can't
No, I
like the
hate the fan base. I hate Zach Bond. I hate that one girl.
yeah,
Yeah, you know that one girl I'm
yep,
talking
yep.
about? Yeah, I just
Frosty
hate.
takes or whatever.
Yeah, I just
Yep.
don't like. I do like those
I
guys.
can't feel good for them.
I like the guys who podcast though. Those guys are funny.
Oh yeah.
Those guys are funny.
So I actually thought I picked the Ravens to win by more than this, to be completely honest. I understand the injuries. With that being said, guess who they still have? They have Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry legacy game, gonna call it. When he was on the Titans, he always went off on the Texans. He hasn't played the Texans as a Raven.
Nope.
Oh,
No, no,
did they
no,
play
he
last
hasn't. No,
last
no, he
season?
hasn't. He
They
hasn't. He
played
hasn't.
last season. Oh yeah, on Christmas. Yeah, and the
Hmm.
Ravens killed them.
Oh,
So
you're right. You're right. You're right.
yeah, that was like 40-8 or something. But anyway, I understand no Lamar Jackson now got ruled out today. A lot of their defensive pieces, Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey, and a couple others are going to be out. With that being said, they have Derrick Henry. They have the best player on either team by a good shot, a good distance, in my opinion. And I think they roll still.
Well, the reason why I have the Texans winning, I actually think that the Texans. I love the Texans defense. I think they're easily top 5 in the league right now, in my opinion. And I do think that they're going to be scheming a lot to stop Derrick Henry, which I do think they could maybe underestimate a little bit of Cooper Rush's skill because
I
we
was going to say
know
Cooper Rush is like
he's very
he's a good
underrated.
backup quarterback.
He's solid backup quarterback. I do think they could underestimate him a little bit, but I don't think that should be a problem considering how weak the Ravens wide receiver room is. I don't want to jinx it because they could do something bad to the Steelers, but I just don't think that their offense is elite right now, especially when they have to lean on Derrick Henry, who hasn't
Yeah, I
been
also
too
think
amazing this season.
Ravens being at home helps a lot, especially when you don't have your starters.
I
I
guess
think
that's
it's just because
true.
in Houston it would not be great for them, but
Yeah,
at home they've been proven to blow out teams, good teams.
that's true.
Moving on here, I was very tempted to pick the Titans. I want to just be on the record of saying I think the Titans win this week. With that being said, I'm not picking them because they've looked awful. At some point, they're going to win a game, and Cam Ward's going to finally break out. But yeah, Cardinals without any running back at all. I still have them win.
Yep, just like how Cam Ward said it, their ass.
That's
They
true.
simply cannot do anything. I don't think any part of the Titans team just wows me at all. Like besides Cam Ward, nothing else wows me about the team.
Yeah, no, I mean they're going to win a game, and it might be this week, but there's no reason for me to believe that they're going to win this week after what they did last week.
Yeah.
After I picked them to beat the Texans, they lose 26-0.
Yeah.
No belief in them to win this week, even though I do think they somehow win.
After no, no, after we beat them to
I
beat
forgot you
we
picked them to win
picked
too.
them.
That's
We
kind of
picked
crazy.
them to beat the
And then
Texans.
they didn't score a single point. So
Yeah.
good looks on us on our part. Moving on here. Good game this week. I understand both teams have a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Buccaneers without Bucky Irving and maybe Levante David, and Seahawks without Witherspoon, Julian Love, and Demarcus Lawrence. So both teams dealing with injuries. I think that makes it a high-scoring game. I still have the Seahawks winning just because it's a home game. If it was in Tampa Bay, I would have had the Buccaneers.
I guess that's true. But I do think this is also the game where the Seahawks might have to come back down to earth, that they're not the best team in the league. They're not top 5. I do think a lot of power rankings are inflating their ranking a bit too high. I would definitely have them maybe sneaking in 10th spot at best, but I definitely don't see them at like top 7, top 5, which I do think they do need to come back down to earth. I do think this is going to be a humbling game for them, especially considering how hot Amika Buka and Baker Mayfield are on right now. And I think this will be a good revenge game, especially considering last week for Baker.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this could be a Seahawks letdown performance. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't want to hate on the Steelers, but the Seahawks' best win is the Steelers. Not to say
Yeah.
that the Steelers are a bad team by
Well,
any means, but like,
yeah, and if we analyze that game, the Steelers only lost because of 2 plays. It was just
yeah,
two
yeah,
the two
exactly. If
plays that
Caleb Williams
cost.
doesn't, or Caleb Johnson doesn't drop that
And
ball or
then
whatever happened,
Calvin Austin doesn't make a
completely
mistake.
different game. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But Yeah, I don't think the Seahawks have been dominant outside of the Saints game. And I think that this game will be close for sure. But I still have the Seahawks winning just because home field advantage.
That's true.
Um, I don't know why I picked the score. I don't really think that this game's gonna be close. The only reason that I had it close was because Jake Brown, the Bengals should move on and get a
Yeah.
different quarterback. But I was like thinking about it. I was like, what happens if Jake Browning like kind of went off this week? Still lost, but he went off, and then they continued to not get another quarterback. And then he went back to sucking. I think that it could happen.
I hope that
Lions should
happens.
dominate
As
this
a
game for sure.
Steelers fan, I hope that happens.
Would be funny.
That would be funny. But yeah, I do think Jake Browning, his insanity run is over. It's been 2 years since that happened. Do you think the Bengals need to move on? His ratios of touchdown interceptions haven't been too great, to say the least. So, I mean, if he sucks, the Bengals definitely need to trade for a quarterback like Winston or maybe Shador.
Yeah,
Someone's out there.
it's kind of weird now with the quarterbacks because like a lot of the like now with the Browns, I don't really know if you want to trade Shadur because now you bench Flacco and who knows what Gabriel will do. Winston now with Dart and without Russ, like all these teams
Yeah,
now have bench quarterbacks that had a quarterback to trade, so I don't really know what's going to happen there. There's definitely some teams that could trade a quarterback. Drew Lock, I guess.
yeah.
If you
Maybe
would
Sam
be
Howell,
Sam Howell, maybe Tanner McKee, maybe a lot of teams that have quarterbacks to trade, it's just like, are they better than Jake Browning? Because
Will
Jake Browning
Howard,
is not good, but
Will Howard,
Skylar
maybe.
Thompson,
Oh, he just got robbed
he did get robbed.
in
Um,
Ireland by the leprechauns,
but yeah, I think that this might be Jake Browning's last start if he doesn't score more than 24 to 27 points.
for sure.
I'm going to be picking against my team for the first time this year, and I'm surprised to say it. I was going to pick the Commanders every week. This feels like just a game we lose, and if we win, great, I got it right, or I got it wrong, and we won. But the Chargers are just playing better than us right now. I get that they lost to the Giants, but they're going to be mad. They're at home. We have to go across country. We have zero wide receivers on our team that are healthy. Jaden Daniels is going to play, but he's legitimately going to be throwing the ball to Luke McCaffrey, Chris Moore, and Zach Ertz, basically. And we don't have Austin Eckler or basically half our defense or our best offensive lineman. So I would be kind of surprised if we won this game, even though I'm rooting for us to win.
I mean, I'm ultimately kind of rooting for Jane Daniels to win this. I do think, in my opinion, this is the game where Quentin Johnson falls off, the hype train finally dies. Um, and I do think maybe the Lad and Keenan can step up, but I don't know. I just kind of believe in the Commanders. I feel like they can definitely pull out a win. I do think this might also be a trap game for the Chargers, especially coming off that loss. I don't think it's. I don't know. I have faith in Jane Daniels. He can pull something off.
Yeah, before this season, I picked the Chargers to win this game in whatever my record prediction, and
Hmm.
I think we've only gotten worse, and the Chargers have really only gotten better. So I can't really pick the Commanders with how we've looked on defense.
I guess yeah, that's true.
We have the Patriots and the Bills. You have a closer one than me. Do you think that the Patriots have any chance of winning?
No, I do think the 26 points, I think 10 points would probably come from garbage time, in my opinion. Do you think the Bills could probably walk away with this
Yeah, I
pretty
think that they
easily?
they could win by 40.
Yeah, realistically, yeah. I just think that it's only close because of just garbage time points.
Yeah, it's in Buffalo, Sunday Night Football. It just feels like one of those games where the Bills are just on fire and they put up like 49 points. Like
Yeah, and I
they
think
just go off on
exactly.
offense and they blow it.
And I think this is also another game where just James Cook just has another monster game.
Yeah, because in really 2 or 3 out of the 4 games, they really haven't asked Josh Allen to do a ton
Hmm.
outside of Week 1 against the Ravens. So and I think that's a good thing because you're just kind of saving his energy and saving his great games for against better competition. And I think yeah, James Cook could definitely go for 150 and 2 touchdowns like he has been.
Yeah.
And then getting to our final game here, like the Jaguars could win this game. Chiefs at Jaguars. Jaguars will be home on Monday Night Football. Big game for them. If they win this, we got to start talking about them. Donnie, you have yet to pick the Jaguars in a game this week. Are you still skeptical?
Yes. I have the Jaguars scoring 5 field goals on Monday. Um, I don't know. I just feel like I think the Jaguars are overrated. I don't like who have they beaten this season? Um,
They beat. They beat the
Ryan.
Texans.
Yep.
They beat the 49ers last week. And they beat the Panthers.
Okay. I mean, two of those teams are not great. We know their offenses aren't that great. I don't know. I'm just think that
I
the
thought Bryce Young was a top 10 quarterback.
I never said the Panthers were bad. I said two of those
Oh,
teams
my
were bad. Specifically the 49ers and the Texans. Um, but I don't know. I just think this is so the Jaguars are in the same position as the Seahawks right now. They just need to be humbled. I mean, no, I don't think anyone has them in top 10 of power rankings. I would be surprised if anyone did. But I just think that this is where they kind of need to come back down to earth. They need to realize that they might have to start tanking to get
well, but
better
they don't
draft
they don't
stock.
have their first round pick. You got to remember that.
Who'd they trade?
The Travis Hunter trade. They traded
Oh, you're
up
right.
from up from 5 to 2, and they gave next year's first and some other
You're
stuff.
right. Okay, never mind. Let's not do that. The
No take.
Jaguars are going to need to come back down to earth, but they're going to need to do something. Because I don't think I think they'll barely squeeze out 9-8 at best.
Yeah, I
Barely.
think 9-8's respectable. Travis Hunter also like I don't want to say he's been overrated, but he really hasn't done a ton this year on either offense or defense,
Yeah.
and he hasn't looked
Well,
great on either side.
yeah. I feel like people kind of knew that though, because in college, he only won Heisman because of favoritism, because it's the first like two-way player in a while. Because if you look at his college stats, he wasn't a really excelling wide receiver, and he was like an above average like DB. So I feel like people kind of knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that'll wrap up the games for this week. We are both tied at 37-24 after Thursday Night Football. However, I have one more week one. We tied last week. So neither of us won last week. But yeah, it's still anyone's game. That'll wrap up for this week's episode of End Zone. Donnie, any last words here you want to call? Any Steelers predictions?
Steelers will win the bye week 100-3.
Over the Packers,
No, just they'll win in the bye week.
of course. That'll wrap it up for me and
Mm-hmm.
Donnie.
For sure.
Don't forget to like, subscribe on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you are watching us on. And we will see you next week. We will get the NBA preview out sometime before the season, so subscribe for that if you would like to see us talk ball or
Oh,
basketball.
and right now the Suns are playing the Lakers in preseason. My prediction: Suns will win 171-2 against
I'm
the
gonna be
Lakers.
completely honest. I didn't know preseason best. Like I thought it was a summer league and then no preseason. So this is news to me that there's a preseason of basketball. But yeah,
No ball
basketball's
knowledge.
right around the corner. Hockey is right around the corner. Actually, I think that started, but we don't
Yeah,
care about hockey.
no one cares about hockey.
No one cares about hockey.
Sorry,
Baseball
Jackson.
season. If Donnie knew anything about baseball, we'd be talking about baseball.
Well, I do know a little bit. I know the
All right.
Mariners play tomorrow.
Are you hoping? What teams are you hoping go all the way?
I can name you 10 Mariners players right now.
Could you name all the teams that are still left in the playoffs though?
Yes.
Let's see.
Okay, Mariners,
There's 8. Yeah.
Tigers, Cubs, not the Lakers, the Dodgers, the Dodgers,
Yep.
the Yankees, the Blue Jays,
You know what?
the Phillies.
You one more. This is one that I don't know if you're gonna get. They are
Is it the Reds
no, the Reds lost. They're the best record in the MLB.
or
Maybe.
the Brewers?
There you go.
Yeah.
I was rooting for Red Sox and Padres. They both lost, so kind of rooting for the Tigers.
Nope, Yard for Mariners.
Tigers and I don't know, Brewers or Blue Jays. We'll have to
Yep.
see.
We'll
That'll
see.
wrap it up. We will see you next week. Peace out.
Peace.